Hello everybody and welcome to my last video of 2024. We are going out with a bang today with lots of motivation for cleaning and decluttering our homes before the holidays, and I'm also sharing some holiday specific motivation for some crafting and of course wrapping. We've all got to do it, so we might as well do it together, so let's just get started. Everybody, and welcome back to my channel. We only have a couple more weeks until Christmas. In fact, I think when this video goes up, we're like a week out. So today's video is going to be very much motivation for Christmas. I have my robot going right now if you hear that in the background. It's kind of loud. We're doing some crafts, we're doing some wrapping motivation, and then also I'm just going to do some cleaning motivation and some decluttering of some areas around my house. But unfortunately, my toddler is homesick today. He's coughing, sneezing, all of that. He's playing in the other room right now. He's fine, but he definitely does not sound amazing. So I want to try and sanitize also my house as much as possible so that hopefully nobody else gets whatever cold he has. But without any more talking, we're just gonna go ahead and start getting some things done. And I'm excited to be partnering with Craftsy for today's video, so we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a little while. And like I said, we're going to be doing some crafts that I think it turned out pretty cute. I think you guys are going to like it. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. So first up, of course, we're going to deal with these dishes. I've told you guys before, my preferred place to start when I want to have a productive day is in my kitchen. I feel like once the kitchen is dealt with, it just kind of gets the ball rolling for the rest of my house. So I'm just getting the few dishes in the sink, like rinsed off really quickly and thrown into the dishwasher. I also had some recycling, of course, that I had to take out of the sink. And then look at how dirty my sink was. It was so disgusting. So I needed to make sure that I gave that a good clean. Since this is my last video for this year, I wanted to go ahead and ask you guys about your plans for the holidays, for Christmas or whatever you celebrate, and then also for New Year's. I would love to hear all about what you guys have going on and what you have planned down below in the comments. Are you hosting this year, or are you visiting family out of state, or just what are you doing? I would love to know. I think this year we are hosting Christmas at our house. We've hosted it once before in this house, and I'm excited to host it here. I should probably get that all nailed down though, because it is December 16th as I'm recording these voiceovers, and I have not fully figured that out yet, so I might want to get on that. But anyway, on the day that I was filming this, my toddler was homesick with me, and I was trying to get our humidifier all cleaned out and ready for him. I've been using it in my room for a couple of weeks now because the air is so dry and I was waking up with a sore throat every day until I started using this humidifier. But since he is sick, I'm going to put the humidifier in his room to help him sleep better. I had opened up a cabinet recently, not remembering that there was a bag of M&Ms in there, and I guess one of my kids, I'm not going to name any names, but it's probably the older one that can actually climb on the counters. He opened up the M&M bag and left it kind of at the edge, and it just spilled out absolutely everywhere. So I've been finding little pieces of M&Ms for like 2 weeks now. So it was time for me to just move everything on my countertops and wipe everything down to make sure I got every last remnant of chocolate that was on my countertops. Anytime I want to do a deep clean of my stove, you guys know I love to use the pink stuff. I think this paste just works really well and it leaves my stovetop looking very shiny and clean. It is kind of a pain. I have to keep kind of going over it to make sure I get all of it off, but it's definitely worth the effort. It leaves it looking so shiny and nice. When I tell you guys that we use this toaster oven like at least 4 times a day, I'm not exaggerating. We use this for everything because it does so much. It doesn't just toast, it also bakes, and it just does such a good job. So we use it for everything, like especially lunch for my kids, and honestly even sometimes dinner for my kids if I'm just throwing them something together really quickly. This is so much easier than having to turn on the whole big oven in my kitchen. So it was looking real grimy in there, and it was time for me to give it a good clean. As we're finishing up in the kitchen, we are going to transition over to a little craft that I did and talk about where I found my inspiration for it, which is Craftsy. When I was presented with the opportunity to work with Craftsy, I was so excited, and I think you're all really going to love learning about them. So thank you, Craftsy, for sponsoring today's video. Craftsy is your online resource for all things creative. They have classes to fit any interest or skill level. I personally am interested in learning to crochet, and they do offer a class for that, but they also offer classes for things like knitting, quilting, sewing, painting, drawing, cooking, even cake decorating. There are actually over 2,000 classes in more than 20 creative categories, so there's always something new to learn, whether you're a beginner or a master. There is absolutely something for you. Craftsy classes include step-by-step instructions and helpful downloadable resources. Plus, you can learn at your own pace in the comfort of your own home by experts. Again, I'm interested in learning to crochet, so I'm currently working on the class Crochet Basics and Beyond with Kim Worker, but also I am obsessed with watercolor, but unfortunately I've never really considered myself super artistic. So I'm definitely going to take some of the watercolor painting classes, and I'm starting off slow with The Art of Creative Watercolor Color Schemes by Danielle Donaldson. There is just something so satisfying and special about working with your hands and creating something truly one of a kind, so I really encourage you to check out Craftsy. You can even connect with fellow makers and DIY lovers to maybe ask questions or share your ideas or just stay inspired. And the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the video description will get a full year of premium membership to Craftsy for only $1.49, which is a huge discount compared to the normal price at $123. So please don't wait, click the link. You are going to be obsessed, and let me know what you're most excited to learn on Craftsy. And now we are back to the cleaning. So we're just wiping down the island, making sure that is all clean and nice. And then we're actually going to work on an area that's kind of neglected. I've been noticing that behind my sink, along where the grout is, it's just looking really, really yucky back there. And I think it's just from like doing the dishes and having things splash over there and stuff. So I grabbed my little electric brush thing here. I can't remember the name of this. Is it Rubbermaid? I don't know. But I grabbed that brush and used that plus some Dawn Power Wash to scrub it out as best as I could. I think it just needs to be regrouted. I feel like the people who installed our countertops maybe didn't do the best job, because I've always kind of noticed it looks like it was separated in a way, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I think it just needs to be redone, but it looked a little bit better after. As much as I am absolutely loving all of the cozy Christmas decor, I am kind of looking forward to undecorating and having a blank slate going into January. So I think I'm going to be that person this year who takes it all down the day after Christmas. And I'm curious if you guys are feeling the same way or if you're planning to leave yours up. I needed to do my toddler's laundry, so I'm just throwing all of his dirty laundry into this big basket so I can carry that downstairs into our basement to get that done. And then he had a load of clean laundry that I needed to fold/hang and just get put away where it belongs. I usually always like to talk about New Year's resolutions in my last video of the year, and I like to hear about all of your resolutions and share what mine are. And honestly, I haven't thought about it at all. I feel like this is the first year that I'm kind of going into the new year without having any sort of big goal in mind of something I'd love to work on within myself or something like that. I always like to read more books. That's usually a goal I set. I obviously want to eat healthier and get more exercise and all of that, just like everybody else. But I feel like I don't have any interesting or unique New Year's resolutions. I do obviously want to continue on my decluttering journey. I want to make sure that we're staying on top of that. And of course, we are looking for a new house, and hopefully next year is the year that we find that. But yeah, overall, I don't have any big goals going into next year. I would love it if, for the most part, everything just kind of stayed the way it is right now, because this has been a really good year for my family and also for my channel. So I just feel like things are good right now, and that's a good feeling going into the new year. I've been putting stuff in the corner of Sutton's room for a while now, and it was kind of bothering me, so it was time for me to declutter that area. He had his swim bag in there, but we're done with swim lessons now until like mid-January, so I needed to get that out of there and get a couple of other random things out of there, and then I wanted to vacuum his room. I noticed as I was vacuuming Sutton's room that I felt like the vacuum was not properly suctioning to the carpet especially, so that usually is an indication that it's time to clean it out. So I went ahead and grabbed this tool to try and cut out the hair, which this was not easy. There was a lot of my hair in there. It's all my fault because I'm the only one with long hair in this family, so I know that it's all mine. So I had to really work to get all that hair out, but even doing that, it still wasn't functioning properly. So I ended up realizing that there was like a clog within the like vacuum attachment itself that I needed to get out. And then it started working properly. But anyway, this is your reminder that you always have to, unfortunately, clean your cleaning tools. It's of course not the most fun thing, but if you want them to work properly and efficiently, then you do have to do this from time to time. But you should, of course, make sure that you're reading the manual for your specific product before you try to clean it out, because I have actually damaged my cleaning products before by cleaning them improperly. So just do your research, do your due diligence to make sure that you're not doing anything wrong before you try to do it. This vacuum, actually, I washed the filter under cold water, and it turns out that was not what I wanted to do, and I thought I completely ruined it, but luckily just buying a new filter worked and it was fine. But yeah, again, just make sure that you are looking into how to clean your cleaning products before you actually start doing it. I wanted to mention these books here. I was the mystery reader in my son's classroom this morning, which like when I walked in, I feel like he almost cried. Like he came running over to me and hugged me, and his face turned all red and like his eyes got like red rimmed. You could tell it meant a lot to him that I was there. So I'm really glad I did that, even though it kind of made me nervous. Like something about reading to a whole class of second graders, intimidating. So anyway, these are the books I read. I read Goodbye Autumn, Hello Winter. This is just like a lot of really beautiful pictures, but this book was the hit today. The kids loved this. The Mitten, as soon as I like pulled this out, a lot of the kids were like, oh my gosh, I have that book, and like they were so excited to read it and like find out what was happening next. They had a lot of like questions and comments after the book was over, and it was just a big hit. So anyway, if you haven't read this book with your kids, it's really, really adorable. Jan Brett in general, she has some really good stories, but I figured I'd share before I go put these away. And next, we are going to clean the bathroom. I wanted to give the tub a very good scrub because it just gets nasty. But speaking of this shower, we just had to get this fixed. I mentioned to you guys a couple months ago, I think, that it was dripping constantly, and I really didn't think too much of it. We knew that it was something to do with the shower valve being exhausted, but we just didn't really feel like dealing with it, honestly. But then it started to get like a little chillier in there. The hot water wasn't heating up quite the way it used to, and then it was lukewarm at best, and then we lost hot water altogether in the shower, and it turns out it's because of the exhausted shower valve. So luckily I have a cousin who is a plumber, and he came to our house on a Sunday afternoon and he fixed it for us, and we are so grateful, and now we're taking hot showers again, so that's amazing. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to tell in this clip, but there is a spider next to the outlet. And at this point, he's just my roommate. He's my friend. I'm just letting him live in here because he's not harming anybody and he's happy over there in the corner. So anyway, yes, we do have a pet spider now, and he's my friend and he hangs out in my bathroom. If you're hearing all the clanking and clacking in the background, that's my toddler hanging out with me right now with all of his cars, so don't mind that. He's wanting to play next to me, and you'll probably continue to hear some noises. But anyway, I recently worked with Blueland for a video, and I showed their toilet like cleaning drops, and they're amazing. Like, I've been using those Clorox disposable toilet wands for a long time now, and I thought those worked great. I mean, I think they're fine. But ever since switching to the Blueland, I'm noticing that my toilet is just so much cleaner. So I'm honestly shocked at how well they work. So if you try anything from Blueland, I would definitely recommend the toilet cleaning drops. And once we finish here in the bathroom, we are moving on to some wrapping motivation. It is December 12th today, and I'm gonna start wrapping. I have all my presents back there that I need to wrap, so we're gonna try and get this done while my toddler is at preschool. I wanted to show you guys this wrapping paper because it's ridiculously adorable. I think the company is called like Aspen and Arlo or something, and they have like a classic Christmas line that I just fell in love with. So I have the trains. This one is like a kind of vintage looking Christmas scene with Santa and houses and trees and snow. These prints just kind of like bring me back to my childhood. I don't know, something about them, they feel really nostalgic for me. This one is just like a watercolor red, green, and gold. And this one's just a bunch of Santa heads. But anyway, again, I think the company is Aspen and Arlo. Let me double check. Yeah, it's called Aspen and Arlo. That's where I got those from. And again, they're just really like nostalgic prints for me. And then I'm gonna use Paw Patrol, Shark Christmas, and Super Mario. And if you're looking for a way to keep your kids out of the Christmas presents, I started labeling the boxes with things that don't sound exciting or interesting to kids at all. And it worked. They haven't tried to go in there. I think that when I bought this wrapping paper, I thought that it was like Christmas Mario wrapping paper, but it's just Mario wrapping paper, but that's fine. It's red. My son is still gonna love it, and I'm sure he's not even going to notice that it's not technically Christmas themed. But it's funny, I've always loved using like the thick, heavy duty wrapping paper. I felt like that made all the difference in my wrapping skills. But the Aspen and Arlo one, I won't lie, I'm gonna start using it in a little while. I felt like it was too thick, like it was difficult to work with because of how thick the wrapping paper was. So I honestly don't know if I would recommend it. Like, I really like it, I like the designs and everything, but it was kind of difficult to wrap with. Santa dropped off his presents to our house a little bit early, so I'm doing the wrapping for him, and I decided to do the Paw Patrol wrapping paper for my toddler for his Santa gifts, and then I did the Mario wrapping paper for my oldest for his Santa gifts, and that just makes it easy for me at a glance to see whose is whose. I don't know about all of you, but I find wrapping presents to be kind of therapeutic. I enjoy it. I like to put on either a YouTube video or some music and just get all of my wrapping done in one go. I don't usually like to wrap things as they come. I just like to get it all together and do it at once if I can. We have not had a white Christmas here in Massachusetts, or at least in my part of Massachusetts, in a very long time, and I have my doubts that we'll get one this year. We probably won't, but it would be nice. I can dream. However, as soon as Christmas is over, it's really sad because I don't want cold weather anymore. I want it to be summer. As soon as Christmas is over, I'm done with the cold. But winter literally starts like a couple days before Christmas, so it's barely even begun by the time Christmas is here, and then we just like suffer for 4 months straight with cold weather and snow and rain, and it's just really sad, and that's when I struggle the most with seasonal depression. So I'm hoping this year I have the tools necessary to avoid having that, and that I've done enough work over the past years to try and work through it, but I seem to struggle with it every single year, and I'm not looking forward to January coming around. But at least now I have something to look forward to in January because my toddler's birthday is right in the middle of January. So we get to have his birthday party, and that's always fun. And again, it just gives me something to look forward to and kind of break up that long, long, long winter. We are getting Sutton a really exciting gift that I can't say out loud right now because he's right here in the room with me. Not that I think it's actually going to register for him if I say it out loud, but just to be safe, I'm not going to say it, but I'm super excited for it, and it's a really big gift, so I'm not wrapping that one. But if you're wondering why it looks like my oldest has a much bigger pile of gifts, it's because he's not getting a giant gift like our toddler is, so I had to even it out somewhere. Here we have our pile of gifts, and 5 each were from Santa to the kids, and then the rest were from us to the kids. I was missing a couple of Sutton's things, but yeah, I feel really good about how much we have to give them this year, and I decided to put them all into my suitcases that we got for our trip to Disney this year because I don't think that my kids are ever going to think to look in the suitcases for the Christmas gifts. And then it's also going to make Christmas Eve so much easier because then when we go to grab them from our basement, they're all in one place and we can just carry up the suitcase. And yeah, so I felt like that was a good hack this year for hiding the Christmas presents. Before I sign off for today's video, I wanted to make sure that I came on here and said thank you for all of the support you guys have shown my channel in 2024. This has been my best year ever by far, and I just couldn't be more grateful for all of you who have supported me this year and watched my videos and followed along on my journey over the years. This is probably my last video until the new year, so if you want to keep up with me a little bit more, I'll definitely post over on Instagram, but I'm going to take a little break. I'm very much looking forward to a little break and just enjoying the holidays with my family. I will most likely not see you guys again until the new year, so thank you so much again for everything, for watching all my videos. I hope you enjoyed today's video and maybe it gave you a little bit of motivation. Happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah. I don't know, whatever it is that you celebrate, I hope you have an amazing holiday and you're surrounded by friends and family and the people that you love, and you stay healthy, and I will see you in the new year.